Hello, my fellow humans, and welcome back to another pick a card reading with your girl coming at you with whose head are you living in rent free? I don't know why, but this has been a channeled message for a while. I'm just now getting around to it, and as you can see, I finally had enough time to do some physical self-love, not just the mental and the spiritual, but to really take care of myself. I did my nails. I'm so excited. So going to be seeing some new things. This is not the new thing that I was talking about coming up on the channel. There will be other new things that are coming out this month. I am working on them as we speak. Yeah, I'm just so honored to be here, and I do want to say thank you to anyone and everyone that has joined this tribe, that has joined this journey. I'm just so honored to have you here in this space and to be able to share this beautiful connection of source that I have with you. For I could call it my gift, but in truth it would not exist if source did not exist, and it is through source love that this comes from me to you. So I want to say thank you to anyone and everyone. And if you are new here, this is just a reminder that we are all human, and you are welcome as you are in this moment to be your true authentic self, and you will be accepted as you are. Negativity will be cast back to the sender. Just warning you all, okay? So putting it out there. However, so far it's been good. I just want to say thank you to everyone, and remembering that these are general readings, so as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. And also, if you are interested in supporting the channel further, you will find all those links down below in the description box, where you can send me an email for a personal reading. There are only a few spaces, or a finite amount of spaces, available each week. However, if you send me an email, I will get you out further information, as well as how many spaces are still available. It is first come, first serve. Okay. Also, if you are interested, make sure you check out my podcast. It's just a fun hangout where you can spend time with me, where I'm just talking about life, experience, the journey, spirituality, and everything and anything. Yeah, so I hope to see you there. What else? I do have a new surprise for you today. I got a couple of new decks this week, and I'm not going to bring one out just yet, but the other one I'm going to bring out because the minute I touched it, I love this deck. Like, I've never connected with a deck quite like I have with this one, and it's so weird. Weird. It's actually a used deck, which is so strange because I would never really think about getting a used deck because it was with somebody else's energy. But I came home and I cleansed it. I meditated on cleansing these cards, the space, the book, and the whole deck itself. And from the get-go, it has just been speaking to me in such a unique way. And so it's not that it's not even a popular deck. It's a truly popular deck, but it just interesting that it came to me the way that it did. So, and I knew that I was meant to have it, and yeah, I'm just gonna bring it out today because I just love having hands-on with it. So awesome. Let us go ahead and get into our prayer, and then we will pick our cards and get into our reading. Okay. My beloved source, this prayer is for any and all who come onto this channel. Today I actually pray for emotional maturity. So many of us are in this place of being controlled and overwhelmed by the emotions that we have, because in our past we've been put in situations that have been toxic, overwhelming, or we've never actually been taught how to express and experience our emotions in a healthy environment and in a safe place. So we've been put into positions where we've had to react instead of respond. And today I ask for that emotional maturity to come through, and the understanding that it is a step-by-step journey. And as long as we are taking that first initial step, that we are on the route that is best for our highest good. It's difficult to come out of the way that we feel and come back into a space of really leaning into our intuition, which, yes, can be guided sometimes by the way that we feel in our gut. However, mostly our intuition is this internal wisdom that we reside in that truly is detached from the outside realm, and more or less an internal connection with the highest divine light. And this is what I ask for each and every one of my fellow humans on this video, that they're able to connect with this beautiful light within, to connect with their beautiful heart, and to heal from the upsets and the traumas and the hurts and the pains and the sufferings that they've had to endure in their lives. May that all truly be a thing of the past, and may their slates be wiped clean so that they can come into this place of honor and truth within. As these words are spoken unto this space and onto this reading, so shall they be. Amen, aho, asay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, let me go ahead and get this set out over here. Got some ash on the table. It's not a new thing. So we are going to pick from my Sacred Rebel deck today, because this is just, whenever we're like talking about others, this is such a great deck to bring out. Let me give it a shuffle here. Still learning how to navigate with nails this long. It's been a long time since I've actually had an opportunity to wear nails. Like when I say a long time, my ex would not let me wear them because he thought I was getting ready for other people. And so we're going on like 12 years since I wore nails, and I used to get them done all the time. And so, yeah, it's been a while, but I love them. I'm so glad they're back. So if you guys are holding off or not doing something because someone else, it irritates them, please don't hold off. Please go and do that. You have a right to express yourself the way that you choose to express yourself, and others cannot deter you from that unless you allow them to, okay? So let's get into it. So, Source, who is pile number one? Whose head are they living in rent-free? What oracle card will help us understand this further? For pile number one, Source, what oracle card? Wow, I cannot grip these cards with my ring. Who is pile number one living in? Okay. They want the top one. Thank you. For pile number two, Source, who is pile number two living in their head rent-free? Who is pile two? Whose head? Let me get the question down. I'm like struggling here with the question. I feel like for pile two, this is how you make this person feel, like struggling with even talking. Me. Okay, so Source, for pile number two, whose head is pile number two living in rent-free? What oracle card will help us understand this better? Whose head is pile number two living in rent-free? Whoa, okay, thank you. All right, and pile number three, Source, whose head is pile number three living in rent-free? What oracle card will help us better understand this? One card, please. Whose head is pile number three living in rent-free? What oracle card will help us understand this, Source? Okay. Thank you. Alright, let me do some switching around here. Now that I know. Okay. So pile number one, we do have this bloodstone for you to choose from. Pile number two, this is a blue obsidian piece inside of this necklace. It's a charm I got a long time ago. And for pile number three, we do have this piece of raw aquamarine. So we pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And whichever one you resonate with, that should be a pile for you. With that being said, I will see you over on your perspective pile. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful bloodstone, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, this is your pile. And whose head are you living in rent-free? We'll leave that over here, and we'll check that out later. Put your stone up here. Okay. And we will go ahead and start with the dice, as always. However, first things first, just keep in mind that these are general readings, so please take what resonates and leave what does not, knowing that as you interact with the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing down below, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. Also, if you are interested in supporting the channel further, you will find all those links down below in the description box. You can shoot me an email if you would like a personal reading. There are a finite amount of spaces available each week. However, if you email me, I will let you know how many spaces are left, as well as further information. Keeping in mind it is first come, first served. They do fill up rather quickly, okay? Also, check out my podcast down below, or it's just a hangout session where I talk about life, love, laughter, spirituality, the journey, things that I've experienced, whatever it is. It's just a fun hangout where you can spend more time with me, and I really hope to see you there. Awesome. With that being said, let us go ahead and get into your reading and find out more about whose head is pile number 1 living in rent-free source. What can you tell us about this person? Whose head is pile number 1 living in rent-free? Whose head is pile number 1 living in rent-free source? Okay, and first and foremost, I do just want to say really quick here that whatever comes out here is remembering that it is an opinion or a thought process of another party. That does not make it true to you. Even if it resonates and you know, oh, that's how somebody thinks about me, remember that that is not your truth that's being told here. That is another person's egoic, emotional energy coming through. Okay, so we've got Taurus energy, we've got Neptune in 2nd house. A lot of Taurus energy coming in. Okay, so this person could absolutely be a Taurus. This could be a Pisces. This could be someone with Neptune highly aspect in their chart, Pisces highly aspect in their chart. This could be someone with Taurian energy highly aspect in their chart, or we're dealing with a divine feminine. I know that totally narrowed it down, right? But these are general readings. It's a lot of information that's coming through all at once. All right, so whose head are you living in? Well, first and foremost, this person is very stable. Okay, like we've got 2nd house next to Taurus, which is the sign that it resides in, or the sign resides in the 2nd house, right? This is its home house. And the thing is you're talking about finances, income, business, self-esteem, material desires, possessions, their daily routines, their comfort, their self-care, where their priorities are. And I would say that their priorities are definitely on fulfilling their dreams. When we have 2nd house and Neptune coming out together, it's like living in their dreams. This is somebody who wants to accomplish big things. They want to live in the life that they design. This is someone who truly, truly is inspired by their own creations, right? And they're capable of manifesting them here in this reality. It's not difficult for them to ask for what they want and then to see that materialize pretty quickly. However, there's been some stagnation when it comes to you, for whatever reason that is. I do feel like they do want to materialize you, but we will get more on that as we go. The thing is, this person's pretty loyal, right? However, the thing that's coming out and standing out the most for me here is that they are very stubborn, right? They're really indulgent and they can be possessive at times. And so, especially with this Neptunian energy here, this is like they're not clearly seeing like if they got into a relationship with you or if they had you as a part of their life. They're not clearly seeing that you are your own entity. This is someone who it's not in a bad way, but they really, really believe that because you're connected with them, or like, here's an example. If you're dating them, they believe that they own you. It's not that you're an item to them, but it's like when it comes to the outside world, they see you as theirs and theirs alone, and they don't want to share. But they're going to be like someone who's free to let you to experience things on your own. But it's like when people talk to you, it's like I said, it's not in a bad way. It's just like there's somebody who's going to show up and be like, hey, what's going on over here? Like, is everything okay? Like, it's kind of like I'm checking up on you, but I'm using checking up on you as an excuse to kind of hide my over possessiveness. This person could also have Scorpio highly aspect in their chart. That is a message that's coming through. It's a very, very direct message that came through here. So, okay. This is someone who enjoys beautiful things, right? They do hold grudges, though. This is someone who's been known to hold grudges. They're very fashionable. They have a huge drive. They're very tenacious. They have a lot of endurance. They like security, safety. They like taking things slow, and they like things to be steady and reliable. They're super persistent. So right now, this person, I feel like, is thinking about how they're going to approach you, thinking about how they're going to come towards you. And it's all because they want to make sure they do it in a very grounded way. They don't want to just jump head first into anything. This is someone who's very mystical. They like to live their dreams. They do focus on their intuition. They have a very active imagination. They could have some psychic energy around them as well. Sometimes, though, because of how much they do live in that possessive energy, they do leave others in confusion, and it leaves themselves in confusion. They do have a difficult time being vulnerable. This is someone who does have a difficult time opening up, but once you get to know them, they will be open and loving and kind and deep and all these things, right? They do have a hard time understanding the journey themselves. Even though they're capable of manifesting whatever it is that they want, they have a difficulty understanding the journey. Like, it's kind of like, they're like, why is a journey like this? Like, it's easy to do what I want to do. It's easy to get what I want to get, but I don't understand why the journey is like this. And so I don't really know why that's coming through, but that's coming through. We're just going to go with it. I've learned not to question. We just, okay, sure. Let's get some tarot on it. We'll find out some more. So, Source, can you tell us some more about whose head is pile 1 living in rent-free? Whose head is pile 1 living in rent-free? Whose head is pile 1 living in rent-free? Yeah, this is someone who is very clear. Like, when they're capable of communicating, they're very clear in their communications. Like, they don't want to play games. This is someone who doesn't like to play games. So whether this is a family member, a partner, a business partnership, a friendship, or a love relationship, whatever it is that they want with you, like, they don't want to play any games. This is someone who's very clear and concise, and sometimes can be seen as brutal, but with their communication, but it's because they want to come across as being honest, and they're not going to shy away from that honesty. Even if it hurts another person's feelings, they'd rather get their honest opinion in, or their honest belief in, or whatever it is, in order to, you know, keep things on even ground. And they would expect the same of someone else, okay? Whose head is pile number 1 living in rent-free? Can you tell us more about this person, Source? Thank you. Okay, whose head is pile number 1 living in rent-free, Source? What can you tell us? What more can you tell us? Thank you. Yeah, okay. This is someone who very, very easily networks with a lot of people. They connect with a ton of people, and they're oftentimes the center of attention, even though it's not necessarily what they're seeking. But here we have that Scorpio energy coming out again with the 5 of Cups. This is someone who's dark and mysterious that people just naturally gravitate towards, and they don't really talk a whole lot about themselves. They're not open and vulnerable. This is just someone who's capable of connecting with others. So they really make it about you, or they make it about the people they're connecting with. So it's like when they're connecting with people, they're asking that person all kinds of questions to get that person to open up to them. And before they know it, like, this person has created a really strong rapport with new people. And the people that leave, they probably never realized that they didn't get any information about this person, right? Because they felt so heard, they felt so seen, they felt so listened to. They felt like, oh my gosh, like, that person just totally got me. Like, they understood where I was coming from. They had some advice to give me, whatever it was. But they end up having friends that stick around for a long time, or people who stick around for a long time because they take the time to get to know them, but they don't share anything about themselves. It's just not what they do. They're not in it like that. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Interesting energy coming through here. This person is not like okay. Hold on. Back up. This person has a problem noticing red flags, okay? And sometimes they don't even notice their own toxic habits with this 9 of Swords here starting. They don't pay attention to these things because they're too busy trying to build whatever it is that they're building, especially if they're trying to chase their dreams here. This is someone, hold on, let me move this block out of the way. It's causing a disruption in the flow of the incense for some reason. Open the window a little bit more. I don't like it when it's in my face. I can't breathe. I'm like, okay. That's how you make this person feel. You make them catch their breath. You make them, that's why it was like this interesting energy. It's like when they're thinking about you, they're very much in this place of like, almost feeling guilty. It's like they have like a weird obsession with you, but it's not weird. It's just, you know, it's like when you have your favorite star when you were a kid and you hung the posters on the wall and you were like looking at the posters and you would talk to the poster like they're a real person. I don't know if y'all did that. I totally did stuff like that growing up. I had friends who did that. And so it was like kind of like that energy. It's like they might hang your picture up somewhere so that they can see you, or have it on their phone. And they might just look at it and they might tell you things to your picture because they really do care about you like that. Like they feel like you would have valuable information to give to them, valuable input that they wouldn't get anywhere else. Okay, but they do have a hard time seeing their own red flags. So this could be someone who did hurt you at one point. This could be someone who unintentionally hurt you because they didn't understand what you were to them, and they didn't understand the energy that was developing between you two, right? And so I feel like there was a fall here, especially with the Tower next to the 10 of Cups, both in reverse here. It's like this idea that they didn't want to face the idea that maybe they did something wrong with this connection, okay? When it could have been happy. And I feel like before this happened, it was kind of happy. Maybe they're nostalgic and they're thinking, oh no, it was really happy. Like we have some great memories together. We did a lot of cool things together. But I feel like before this all happened that it was just kind of happy, right? Like there was still a lot of toxicity that was going on. There was still a lot of immature energy is what's coming through for me here. And there was some sort of fallout here. And in truth, they didn't want to deal with it. And so this person that you're living in their head rent-free, yes, they are stable. They are capable of manifesting their reality. But I do feel like they also may have an alcohol problem. I do feel like they maybe have some sort of addiction that they're trying to deal with. And that could also be an addiction to connecting with people. Right? That seems odd. It's like, yeah, we should network, but sometimes we're doing so much to prevent ourselves from actually healing. And I feel like this person could always be going out to parties. They could be always going out to get-togethers, always have meetings. They could be always just connecting with so many people that they don't want to look within. And there could be something that's happening where they're going to be forced to do that. But I do feel like with these cards coming out, we'll get some clarifiers on it. I do feel like right now with these cards, they're not in a place where they're actually doing that right now. They do care about you deeply though. This is a really nice, like loving energy that's coming through here. But that's what I was saying, like that possessiveness is kind of overwhelming. And I feel like the possessiveness comes from that. If there's some sort of addiction here, it does not have to be alcohol. Okay, that was just the thing that came through. It's a very specific message that came through. But if there's an addiction to porn, if there's an addiction to TV, if there's an addiction to hanging out with friends, to going out with third parties, to having, you know, menage a trois, whatever it is, right? If there's addictions to these things, they're not capable of seeing their own foot or their own play in this situation, okay? And they do feel kind of hopeless right now. They do feel kind of stuck. They feel like things aren't going to ever work out in their favor, but they do want to come forward. And that's why I was saying, like, this person is taking a long time to come forward. The reason being is because there's still so much that they're involved in that's going on. But they do love you. They do care about you. And I feel like the thing is the possessiveness is if you're single. Okay, and this does not have to be a love relationship, right? Say you're building a business and they want to build a business with you, but you don't have a partner right now, but you do need a partner, right? Same thing applies. It's like if you're in a position where you're by yourself and you don't have somebody that's helping you along the way, like, they're very much checking up on you to see if there's another person in your life, because they don't want to miss an opportunity with you, but they also, for lack of, I don't know, it's not for lack of, it's just, they're also not wanting to come towards you right now with this baggage, right? Because they know that you don't play like that. They know that you don't like it like that. Like, that's what I was saying, like, this person is very honest in the way that they approach people, and they expect you to be, and they know that you're going to be honest with them. And it kind of scares them a little bit, because as much as they don't care if they hurt people's feelings, they also still have a very sensitive ego right now. Yeah, the Fool. Yeah, they want to come forward, but they feel so silly right now. You know, not necessarily like a fool. They just feel so silly because it's like, I had an opportunity to connect with Pile 1. I had an opportunity to make things right. And instead, I let things fall apart because of my ego, my pride, because I wanted to be right, or because I had other things going on. I wanted to be right, and I didn't fix it. And now, what is Pile 1 going to tell me if I come back and tell them all these things that I feel? Like, are they going to accept me, or are they going to judge me? Or, you know, and not necessarily that you're going to judge them. Some of you could. Yeah, absolutely. But I don't feel like the majority of you are really in that judgmental place where, you know, it's like basically we all make mistakes. It's like, I wish you'd have told me sooner, but, you know, we're kind of in different places right now. And it's not to accept this person back. I do feel like that's how you're going to approach it, is that we're just kind of different. Like, we're not how we used to be. So what is it that you're trying to bring into this connection now? Yeah, they definitely like a fly on the wall. They are doing their best to find out as much as they can about you. And it's interesting, we have the 9 of Wands here too. They don't want to start over, but they know they need to. They know that there's going to have to be, we have to basically like, hi, Pile 1, I'm so-and-so. And you say, hi, so-and-so, I'm Pile 1. You know, like, it's like that kind of starting over again. They know that that has to happen. Because if that doesn't happen, then there's never going to be a letting go of what happened. Their own toxic behavior that they brought into this. Their own upset that they brought into this, right? Yeah, this is the completion of a cycle for them, for you. But see, look at how she's in this globe. It's like stuck in this globe, feeling so alone. Right? I'm so lonely, oh so lonely. I have nobody to call my own. I am so lonely. What is that, Akon? Right, like, yeah, it's like they feel very lonely. They may be surrounded by tons of people. But like I said, they're so good at getting to know others without telling others about themselves. And so that puts you in a very isolated position because you never allow yourself to be vulnerable with anybody. And that's not how they, you know, that's exactly what they've done. And with you, I feel like they were willing to open up to you. You may know more about this person than anybody else. Like, they may have showed you little tidbits of themselves that they never showed anybody else. And you were always open and receptive to that, and it just really surprised them. What's behind this? Yeah. And so they're trying to find the strength to come forward. But I do feel like they are repressing a lot of energy right now, but they're trying to face their own demons. They're trying to face their own upsets. They're trying to face their own toxic habits. They're trying to bring forth that true authentic self, the person that they are with other people, when it involves, like, not like when they're honest with other people, right? Even if it hurts their feelings, like they're honest with other people. It's like trying to be that honest with themselves. Yeah, there was definitely some sort of fallout here. You know, and the Five of Swords in the Tarot Marseille really talks about, even though things have been upset, even though things have gone awry, like, you're eventually going to find your way again, right? You're not going to always be stuck in this terrible energy where things are going AWOL and you have created a mess or whatever. It's not you, but where they've created a mess and they're like, oh my gosh, like, pile one's never going to forgive me. And some of you may not. But, you know, like, just remember that if we choose not to forgive another person, we're always going to be trapped by that situation, right? Because it's going to play over and over again in our lives as the trauma that it is, rather than us allowing ourselves to forgive the situation, not to say that what they did to us was right, but to allow ourselves to put down the chains of what had happened to us, right? And so that's the thing here. It's like they're learning how to face themselves, and they don't like what they see. They don't like that, and they're scared. And that's why things are moving so slowly with this connection, but they do want to come forward. But they do feel like half a person. I keep hearing I'm half a man, right? And this could be a woman too. But that's what was coming through. I'm half a man, right? Like, I feel like half a man. Like, they feel incomplete without you, but they know that you're not there to complete them. They realize that they have to figure out some way to come into alignment with themselves, but they're still figuring it out. It's almost like they're carving themselves out of the wood, or out of, I know this is like a drum or whatever that he pops out of, but it feels like they're like carving themselves out of it, and they're trying to figure out exactly who they are. They feel like they're brand new at this, right? They've seen you overcome, and they've seen you experience happiness, and they've seen you experience, you know, hardships, and somehow you still come out on top. And it's not that you're really coming out on top, it's just you're dealing with it. As soon as it comes up, you're dealing with it. You're not trying to run and go cover it up by other people or other situations. So I feel like for a lot of you, pile one, that you did that before in your life, is that you were covering up, and it just never worked out for you. It never worked in your favor. Yeah, we have Pluto and transform on the bottom. Again, that Scorpio energy keeps coming through. So this absolutely could be somebody that has Scorpio energy. You could have Scorpio energy. Now take it as it resonates. Okay, thank you. Let's get some oracles out on it. I got 5 on it. With that Indo heat. Yeah, okay, so let's get a couple of these. Okay, thank you. Alright. I'm not going to get a whole bunch of these today. We're just going to get a few. Okay. So we had alchemy and ancestor guides pop out. Yeah, so this is something that you were guided to come away from. So I do feel like for most of you, pile one, you're the one that ended this connection, or just were like, you look, I have to take a break from this for now. Like, I can't just keep putting into this. So this is something that you were drawn away from so that you could clear your heart space, and also so that you could bring in what it is that you desire in your life. Because there were a lot of games that were being played. They don't like games. This person doesn't like games, but they're really good at playing games, right? And they have been really good at playing games in the past. And that's that possession energy that's coming through again as well, right? And so they feel like when you left, like, a reason they think about you a lot is because when they did what they did to you, normally people would come running back. So maybe they breadcrumbed you, or, you know, whatever the circumstance was, they treated you a certain way, you know, like a bully or whatever it was. And usually in the past, people would come running back to them, and that's how they were able to build up some sort of network around them. It's because they played this game, but they don't like games being played on them. but they learned that people would react or respond in a certain way, and so they would manipulate people. And again, that comes back to not seeing their own red flags. And you know, when I talk about those manipulations, we have to understand that people have experienced their own hurt. This person has gone through a lot of suffering. This person has they've experienced a lot of upsets, and so they learned what worked for them in this life that made them feel seen, even though they feel very alone. Okay, and so they had these control tactics that they used. It doesn't mean that they're not a good person. It means that they had healing that they needed to do, and they have to be forced into their healing by the divine. It's not something that you can control. It's not something that another person can control. They have to realize that they have to take the reins in their own hands. So wherever you're at with this connection, understanding that what works for you is fine. You don't have to force yourself into a situation that you're uncomfortable with, okay? But that's what this person was doing, is they were playing games on you because they were so used to being in control. But when you came in, they lost control because things went an entirely different way than they were used to. And that's part of because you were awakening to your journey, your path, your purpose. You're remembering who you are. And in leaving, now they get an opportunity to remember who they are, right? And it's overcoming these fears and these limitations that they have. Fears of losing you, but I feel like it's fear of losing self more than anything here, right? And maybe that doesn't sit right with you because like they should be afraid of losing me. Yeah, but remember that anything that they're feeling from outwardly, that's coming from within. So it's like if they're afraid of losing you, in truth, they're truly afraid of losing themselves, which is what they've already done in the past. They've experienced that loss of self. They haven't been able to get through it. And part of the reason that they want to come back is because you're learning your spiritual journey. Like you are in the process of living your spiritual journey. All right, let me get one of my new cards out here. I'm not going to read this one from the book. You got two. So these are the spirit animal oracles. I just absolutely love these. They're just so beautiful. So we've got Rhino Spirit, which came out first. Says overcome any obstacle with number 50. Look at this beautiful card here. Yeah, there's like some sort of activation that's going on for this person. They're trying to overcome their obstacles. Exactly what I was trying to say here. It's like they're really trying to do the best that they can here. And it's just a process. And to allow some space for compassion. Remember that compassion doesn't mean that you have to go back to being breadcrumbed or anything like that. Just allowing yourself to come into a space of saying, you know, I understand it's hard to heal. I understand it's hard to let go of our fears, to face our fears. Because I feel like you, Pile 1, have done that. And then we have number 48, Porcupine Spirit, says time for beginner mind. Everything I do in life, I am a student. That's what I just heard. Time for beginner mind. They're beginning to remember who they are. Like the train coming through with that confirmation. Like they're really truly finding out who they are. And it's been a process. Like this has been a process. But part of that process was having to lose connection with you. And having to see you remember who you are. Yeah, so look, we have Square coming through here with a challenging situation, a mountain to climb. Exactly what I was saying. Like, this has not been easy for this person. And I feel like there's a lot of judgment in some places here. Like, they should have known better. They shouldn't have hurt me like that. They shouldn't have done this to me. Like, they deserve whatever they get. But we have to remember that our own challenges can allow us space to walk in another person's shoes and know that they've probably had challenges too. That doesn't mean that we have to invite that person back in. But to allow space for compassion says, hey, you know what? I wish them the best. And if they're really, truly trying, I hope that everything goes easily and effortlessly for them and that they do find their truth and they overcome their obstacles, right? I mean, this is anything but easy, this situation at hand. So they're really, truly trying to overcome the obstacles of being controlling and manipulative, right? None of us are free from sin. Remember that. And then we have number 14, equality with Seahorse. Yeah, you're the only person that they've ever seen as their equal. The only person. We have number 5 again. They're trying to change, but here they are watching you from afar, seeing you purify your energy and wondering, how do I do the same thing? So you feel like they're learning how to change themselves through you. If you've put your journey online, or if you put your journey out there in any one way, shape, or form, or even if you've just offered up advice online, you know, like sometimes you post something on Facebook, Instagram, you know, TikTok, whatever, and it's just something that's inspirational because it meant something to you. They're taking that to heart, okay? Yeah, and then we have summer solstice radiance. This is why you are shining so bright, and you're the sun in their life. And Leo energy, we have a lot of fixed sign energy coming out here, so that could mean something to you. But again, with that stubbornness, they don't like to change very often, and so it's like you're forcing some sort of change on them, forcing that by drawing yourself away, and then Source taking the reins by the hand and really doing what was necessary to guide this person to their own radiance. But they see you shining. They see you shining so bright, and they want to be a part of that, but they don't necessarily know how to get there. It's just a process, right? So we're going to find out what your oracle card is. We're going to read this out of the book. Let me grab the book here. Keep hearing, I don't remember who I was. So I feel like they've done healing and they don't remember why they acted the way that they acted. At the time, they felt like there was a reason for it, but now they don't know why. So look, we have shock of the new. Look, time for beginner mind, overcoming obstacles, right? We talked about the Five of Swords. It talks about being dislodged from your journey, but being able to regain your footing. I am a student in life. Didn't I say that? The shock of the new with number 6 coming through here. It's everything that they're doing is new. Everything that they're trying is new, and it's part of because you left. It's that, you know. Like we have the sunflower coming out again with the radiance, that idea of brightness coming through. Music could mean you could hear messages through music. They could hear messages from you through music. It says, what wild, unconventional voice is calling to you? Can you hear it? It is so different and so unusual. It might be hard to decipher, like hearing an unfamiliar language for the first time. It might be hard to discern with great clarity now, but there is an affinity between you and this strangely beautiful newness seeking to manifest. This oracle says there is a stirring at the deepest level within you. Something new will break through, and the process of this birth may be a shock to you. The shock will transform into greater joy and a sense of tremendous liberation. You must bear the strangeness first. The strangeness might be something that rattles your beliefs about you and your world, daring you to become more of yourself and more open to where life is leading you, and more willing to be the unique sacred art being crafted by the hand of the universal creator. Nature never shies away from strange beauty. She allows for endless diversity, and her sacred works are often peculiar and stunning. You live within her field of creative grace, and as a specially created work that also creates. You're being asked to surrender any fear you have of being seen as exotic, unusual, eccentric, or bizarre. You're being asked to make peace with strange beauty and to let it happen through you in creative flow. Perhaps you need to allow your conventional ideas of beauty to become even more inspired and open. Perhaps you can allow your need for the world to behave according to your fixed ideas to fall away. You will receive so much more in its space. And didn't I just say before that we have a lot of fixed sign energy coming out? Like, I love that. So this person's very fixed in their ways, their ideas. They have been. It's been very difficult for them to change who they are. And that's where they're, like Source is saying, to have compassion for this person. It's not to welcome them back into your life, but to hold space and compassion for them. Because any of us know that if we've struggled or had resistance on our journey, that's where we're in that fixed energy. We don't want to change, right? That's what resistance is. That's what struggle is. That's what hurt and suffering is. It's resistance to what's next. It's like, I don't know what's next, so I want to stay with what I'm comfortable with. And that's exactly what this person has fought with. But they do see you as their equal, and they do see you as someone that they want to have a connection with in this life. But right now, they're overcoming a lot of hurt, and this is brand new. The shock of the new, beginner's mind, overcoming the obstacles. I mean, the cards couldn't be more clear. The energy that I was getting couldn't be more clear. That stubborn energy coming through, right? So this is whose head you're living in rent-free. If it resonated, or if you feel like this was your reading, leave a sunflower and a music note down below and say, I claim this reading, right? Just let others know that you're not alone on the journey. And with that being said, I am going to go ahead and leave it there. If it resonated, leave me a thumbs up. I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. I do just want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angels, source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this beautiful message. And until next time, Pile 1, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this charm with this blue obsidian in it, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, then this is your pile on whose head are you living in rent-free. We'll set up your charm over here, maybe. There we go. Somewhere like that. We'll put your card over here. We'll check that out at the end. I've got your dice picked out real quick. These are general readings, so take what resonates, leave what does not, knowing that as you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, it does allow me an opportunity to directly connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. If you are interested in supporting the channel further, you will find all the descriptions down below in the description box, or all the links you need necessary. You can shoot me an email for a private reading. Just know that there are a finite amount of readings available each week. They do fill up rather quickly, but if you get me out an email, I'll let you know how many spaces are available as well as further information. Also, check out my podcast at Scatter Love Radio. It's just a cool hangout place where we talk about anything and everything, the spiritual journey, what I've experienced, whatever comes up, really. It's just a fun hangout place to be, and I hope to see you there. And I did have a channeled message for you while I was shuffling, if you didn't catch the shuffle at the beginning. But there's something about this person that you make it hard for them to speak. Like they stutter when they're around you. And they don't understand why, because they don't have a stutter, or they're just not capable of having a fluid conversation with you. It's kind of like all over the place. And so they want me to bring that back up again. But we'll get some more information from the dice as well as the cards and find out whose head is pile 2 living in rent-free, source. What more can you tell us about this person? What do you wish to tell pile number 2? Whose head is pile number 2 living in rent-free, source? Okay. Also, whatever it is that comes out, remember, we're dealing with talking to another person's, it could be their emotional ego, it could be their higher self. So whatever comes through, if it is in regards to you, that does not make it true. It could be an emotional ego, it could be an opinion, it could be whatever. But remember, this is from another party, a person outside of you. That does not make it true. Okay, so if it resonates deeply, but it also is triggering you, remember that first and foremost, and remember that our triggers are our healing map and our navigation system for us to learn more about ourselves deeply. Okay, cool. So we've got, interesting, we've got Taurus energy, 11th house, and Mars. Okay. So this person could have Taurus highly aspect in their chart. Well, with the 11th house coming out here, this is someone that you've met in a group situation, okay? This is someone that you have friends, you know, together, or you are friends with a lot of people together. Maybe you've partied together. Maybe you've, you know, I don't know. I heard Bible study, so that's cool. I heard, you know, just being able to connect with each other, right? So you could be gaming friends. You could have met through a gaming community, or like some kind of Comic-Con is coming out. Like, definitely feels like this pile is kind of nerdy. Okay, this person is kind of nerdy. You don't have to be nerdy, but this person could be kind of nerdy. I mean, if you are nerdy, that's cool. Embrace your nerd, right? Whatever that is. It's not a bad thing. This person you could have met through college. You could have met them through school. You could have met them through work. You could have met them. It just feels like a group of people, especially with this 11th house here. We're talking about like-minded individuals whenever we're bringing up the 11th house, right? It's people who have been on the journey. They're going on the journey. They're in something that, you know, resonates with us deeply. But it is collective energy overall. This could be through social media as well. Like maybe you had a group that you met on together on social media. It's like out in society. You could have been out in society one day. This person could have a lot of followers. You became their follower. They became your follower. take it as it resonates, but what it feels like with this 11th house is the person whose mind you're living in rent-free is someone that you met through a group situation. There was more than one person. More than the two of you. Okay? This person is very persistent. They're very steady on their journey. They're very trustworthy, patient. They have a lot of endurance, tenacity, drive. Talking about all things Taurus. They're very stable. They like stability. They like nice things, beautiful things, art, beauty, luxury, fashion, all that stuff, right? They do like to have material possessions. They can be resistant to change. So there is a sense of stubbornness anytime we're dealing with Taurus. Taurus is just stubborn. They don't like to change, right? They're the first fixed sign of the zodiac wheel, and they are the very peak of spring. And they don't want to change, right? Because it's like everything is in full bloom, like enjoying the nice weather. We're enjoying the sunshine. I don't want to change. I want to keep in this energy. So anytime we're dealing with fixed signs, there's this resistance to change, okay? And that's just part of the sign. You know, you have cardinal signs who are bursts of energy. You have fixed signs who don't want to change. And you have mutable signs who go with the flow. And there are blessings to each one of those energies, but there are also negatives to each one of those energies, okay? That's it. This person is very much, they could be a leader, but they could also be kind of aggressive, right? They could be very abrasive. This person could just say things that you really weren't expecting this person to say. You're kind of like, whoa, like I would have never expected someone to say something like that to me, but yet here we are. You're here doing that. They can be very impulsive at times. You know, again, Mars rules Aries energy. We talked about cardinal signs. Aries is a cardinal sign, that burst of energy, just not even thinking before they do something. So this person could have done something with you before thinking, or said something with you before thinking about it. And now that's like all they're thinking about. So like the example that I'm getting here and they're showing me is someone who kisses you without really like getting to know you or anything. Like they just walk up and kiss you and they expect you to understand why they kiss you. Excuse me. Whoa, excuse me. That came out of nowhere. And then you were probably like, whoa, hold on. We don't need to go here. Like, this is way too fast for me. Like, let's slow things down. Let's get to know each other. And in their mind, they took it as a slight rejection, right? And it had nothing to do with you. It's not like you were rejecting them. It was just, they're so used to being impulsive, that aggressive energy, that boom in your face, right? And then having the Taurus, that's the way that they are. They're very much in this, I'm going to take action before I think about it, right? I'm going to leap before I think. I'm just going to go for it and hope that things work out. But then when things don't work out, it's kind of like they're in shock that they didn't work out. Like, why didn't that work out for me? Like, why didn't that come through for me? Like, I'm so used to things, but they're really not. I don't feel like they're really used to things working out like that when they do this, right? So they do have a little bit of force to them. They're very self-assertive. This is someone who could be a leader. They have high authority. They could be a boss. So again, work situation. This could be a boss situation, you know, and just kind of like, I do feel like there's some sort of like forbidden line that was crossed here with this person and you, and now they're just kind of like playing the situation over and over in their head again, like trying to figure out what went wrong. Like, what was I doing? How did this play out? Why did it go this way? What is happening? And really, it was just a line that was crossed, right? Like, we need to discuss these things before we take a leap here, right? Let's get some tarot on it. So, source, whose head is pile number 2 living in rent-free? Yeah, this is someone who really enjoys, like, that's the two things. They like luxurious things, right? They like to do nice things for themselves. They like to have nice things. So you might notice this person has a Rolex, or they have the newest phone, or they have, you know, like the latest and greatest technology, or they have a big house or something like that, right? They really like that stuff. But you also might notice that this person just does things very, like, they're high risk. That's the energy that's coming. This is a very high risk individual. They just don't even care. They just, with great risk comes great reward. That's the energy that's coming through here. So thank you, source. Whose head is pile number 2 living in rent-free? What can you tell us about this person, source? Whoa, thank you. Whose head is pile number 2 living in rent-free? Okay, so we've got way too many cards coming out here. I'll take the top one. Let's look at the other ones. We've got the 7 of Wands and the 10 of Wands, yeah. So this person has persevered through responsibilities that were not theirs. This person has overcome situations, but we also have this idea of a friendship that could be going through thick and thin and coming out even stronger because of that, right? Turning into a relationship, but that's what they want. They want to take action in that way. Okay, but there's some sense of overcoming, responsibilities. Yep, that's what they want. That's what they want. Just a second. My mouth went completely dry. But they do feel a little bit deflated here, right? That energy coming through. Let's see what else comes through. Yeah, this person trying to control the outcome here, and it's not working because they see everything with you. They see the world with you. They're like, oh, I see pile 2. So, like, that's the thing. They do have a deep connection with you, but you cause them a lot of anxiety because they're trying to control the situation here. Right, again, this person is very well off. They may have a lot of money. They have deep pockets. Whatever it is, this person is very abundant. And abundance doesn't necessarily have to mean money. They could just be abundant in personality and all that stuff, right? Like, however it resonates with you. But this person has a lot of anxiety right now because they want a connection with you. They want a loving connection with you, right? The 6 of Cups in this deck is all about equal love. It's like, what you give is what you get. And it's someone who's going to be standing there strong with you, and you're going to continue to build and build and build and have a very strong foundation in love. And for me, the 6 of Cups is a true soulmate card in the Tarot Marseille, okay? Like, that's the thing here. But for them to want this with you, but still feel anxiety and like they need to control the situation, because they want this happily ever after with you, right? How do I hear that song? To be young and in love in New York City, right? I don't know who sings that, but that's what's coming through right now. There's also the other one that's coming through here. Let me see if I can think about it. I heard it, but then it went away. So we'll save it. We'll save it. Okay, but anyways, they truly do want this. So New York City could mean something to someone. That could be, you know, maybe where you met was in New York City, or like that somebody lives in New York City and this person lives around the world. Okay, but it does feel like they're very much in love with you. And then with the Chariot in reverse here, we have this energy of really truly feeling like if there was some sort of rejection, and I use the term loosely because it's like, I don't feel like you rejected them as much as you're like, hold on, we need to put the brakes on. We need to slow down. We need to bring this down to where I'm comfortable with it because it's moving too fast, right? This person feels like they move very quickly, and I feel like you didn't want to. And now they're feeling like, oh my gosh, I did the wrong thing. You know, I didn't do what was necessary here. Like I should have, you know, but I wanted to go in the way that I wanted to. And this is the only way that I know how to approach situations like this, right? But they feel so different about you than they felt like anybody else. So they do love you. They do care about you a lot. Okay, and it doesn't have to be like romantic love. Yes, the 6 of Cups does indicate romantic love, but it could just be a friendship, someone that they just wanted to take a friendship to the next level, like try and get you. Maybe they wanted to travel somewhere, and you were just like, whoa, hold on, we just met. Like, I don't know, you could be a serial murderer or something like that. I don't know you like that. Okay, calm down. And you know, like let's get to know each other. Let's build some trust before we get there. And they're like, well, we can build trust along the way. And you're like, no, I'm not. Like, that's not how I do things. Like, I feel like you're the one that put the brakes on. And this person's never had that before. They've never had anybody say, whoa, 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 slow down, slow down. And they're like, huh? So they don't really know how to take it. They don't know how to feel about it, right? And that's an internal thing. That has nothing to do with you. You did the right thing. You did what made you feel comfortable. This person just used to controlling. Yeah, they're very used to controlling situations, right? But they'll overcome it. Just right now they're dealing with this belief that they did something wrong, and I don't feel like they did. Maybe they did, but I don't feel like that. That's not the energy that's coming through here. I do feel like you left them in the dark, though, when you put the brakes on, because it's like you explained it. You were very succinct about it. And they wanted a more of an explanation, or expected more of an explanation, but they're too proud to ask. And so now they're just stuck in their heads about it. But not just stuck in their heads. It's like they're trying to figure out how to overcome this obstacle. Right? To them, it's a solution. There's a solution. It's a puzzle to solve. And so they're really working on that right now. But the puzzle is finding out why this triggered them within. I do feel like they'll get there. You know, they'll realize that it was probably wise for you to put on the brakes so that things didn't move too fast. But it just didn't, like, they didn't know how to take it. They were just kind of like, oh, wow. Okay, this is way too many, but I'll take this one. So we do have the 6 of coins, right? Talking about equal give and take, balance, an alliance, right? Building an alliance. So it could be a business offer here. It's like being able to have this give and take, and it's like it feels like they were giving so much that there was no allowance for there to be equal give and take. It was just kind of like they were trying, because they were trying to control it, it was like they were just trying to take everything into account for themselves and not see that there was a secondary party in this. It's like, oh, I can do this, I can do that. If I do this and they don't do that, then I'll do this. And it was like too much all at once is what it feels like, right? But this is what they want. They want to find some sort of balance with you, right? Especially with the 6 of coins and the 6 of cups coming out. It's like they want to find some sense of balance with you, but it's like, how do I build a good alliance with them so that they know they can trust me? And that just comes with time, right? Like that comes with time and experience together and understanding each other's energy, but they're trying to figure out how they can do it quickly. And again, it's them dealing with an internal trigger. Running away from happiness is what I'm hearing. Yeah. This is interesting. So it did come out in the reverse. I don't take these in reversals, but it did come out in the reverse, okay? And when it comes out, when 5 of Swords comes out in the reverse, it talks about unwilling to change, right? They're just unwilling to change, but I don't feel like they're in that energy right now. I mean, they could be for some, but like I said, I don't take these in reversals. It did pop out though. So for someone out there, there's a person who does not want to change. They absolutely don't want to change the way that they had control over this situation. They want to be the one that's in control. But for most of you, it's just them trying to figure out how to rebalance themselves after some kind of hardship. You know, it's like they're not used to being in this energy of having to face themselves, having to face the them that they've tried to bury away, but it's turned into something much bigger than they're willing to admit, right? It's like when we think about mice, too, we think about loss, because when mice come in, they damage everything, right? Like, if you have mice in your garage, or if you've ever had mice in your house or anything like that, you know, no judgment here. Mice are mice. They're going to get in when they get in. But they damage things. They destroy things. They leave, you know, a mess in their wake. And that's what it feels like. It's like they don't realize that trying to do it this way could leave a lot of damage in return. And so they're so quick to jump on things, and that's what's got them feeling deflated right now, is that they know they can't come in and charge in like this. Yeah. So they're trying to listen to reason here. They're trying to listen to wisdom. This is popping out here, right? They're trying to deal with their subconscious feelings, their emotions, that deep down. There could be something very secretive that they're dealing with right now. There could be something that's going on behind closed doors that they're not sharing. But part of it's because there's brakes put on. Maybe this person, you know, and I hate to say it, but this person could be trying to have an affair with you. Yeah, so we have the Knight of Wands coming in. This could be player energy coming in. Not that they're married or anything, but just kind of like have multiple partners, and you were the one that put the brakes on, and they were just kind of like, whoa, hold on. That's never happened to me before. Like, I've always gotten what I want. And it doesn't have to be that either. It could just be that this person You know, they really, look, we have the Three of Coins and the Empress. Yeah, this could be a business venture here. But they're trying to listen to the voice of reason here. They're really trying to understand what it is that they played a part in this. Like, looking at themselves closer, looking at the situation closer, like understanding it from a deeper aspect, right? Seeing the happiness that's here and not being such a, like I heard, such a jerk about it. Like, right? Someone that's like, oh, let me try and get this my way. It's my way or the highway. They're not trying to be like that anymore. They're really trying to figure out a different way about this. And so they want to build something with you with the Three of Coins here. That's collaboration. They want to build something with you, whether that's a relationship, a business, a partnership, a friendship. They want to. It's just that they've never gone about it the slow way. And so this could be an Aquarius that's thinking about you. Let's see here. Let's get some oracles out on it. Can you please have some oracles for pile 2, Source? Thank you. Yeah, they want things to come into balance again. If they ever were in balance. If they weren't, they want things to be balanced again. Okay. Get a couple of these out. Source, may you please have some of these for pile number 2. Whose head is pile number 2 living in rent-free? Yeah, you definitely left an impression on them, though. Like, they really don't know how to approach you right now. On the bottom, yeah, we have reunion with soul ties. So this could have been a soul tie, or you're letting go of soul ties, and this is a reunion. It's like part of you letting go that cleared some soul ties between the two of you. It like gave them room to show up how they were meant to show up from the get-go, and not as someone who's controlling, who's aggressive, right? Yeah, look, we have healing inner child. That's exactly the type of energy that's coming through with this Nine of Swords, too. It's like healing those inner wounds that they're dealing with. Having to face themselves. You know, facing yourself is not easy. It is not easy. It's like having to admit your own faults. Like, everybody is so quick to be like, they should understand that they're wrong. They should understand that they're wrong. But let me ask you, pile 2, whenever you've had to actually admit your faults, was it easy? And I already heard some of you jump, yeah, it was so easy. Like, of course I didn't. But I'm talking about, like, internal faults. Like, things that have made you a toxic person to someone else. Those are not easy to admit. And I said this in pile 1, too. Nobody is free from sin. We all have our toxic traits. Whether we want to admit them or not, we all have our toxic traits because that's what it is to be human. Yeah, we have renewal spark. Yeah, so there's something that's being renewed here. Something that's changing, right? Something is changing in this connection. Yeah, storm, unexpected. I do feel like this is the energy that you brought. Like, you were unexpected to them. They weren't expecting you to say no to them because they were so used to being told yes. You know? Yeah. Now they're in this lack and doubts energy. It's like they're doubting this connection. They're doubting that they can bring anything to it, but they also know that they have to heal themselves. And so that's what's being brought forth right now. They're dealing with themselves on a very emotional level. We saw that when the moon card popped out from here. Like, we have Venus energy, which is also Taurus energy. Give and receive love, find value, and see beauty, right? That equal give and take. They want that equal give and take. They want that love to be reciprocated, but they also realize that it's not going to just happen. Like, they have to play a part. There's got to be some kind of active playing in this, right? Whereas I know Venus is all about drawing back and receiving that love, but we do have give and receive love. It's like they wanted to just receive but not give, and now it's like because you did something unexpected in this connection, they're realizing, oh man, like I have to actually give here. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of passion for you. That's what I was saying. Like, it doesn't have to be love, but this person does have a lot of passion for you, a lot of fire, right? Again, that Mars energy coming in here. Very passionate, very sexually driven. Like, that's someone who really has a lot of drive to be with you. They want to be with you. but they're dealing with their own fears. Isn't that interesting? This would come up over lack and doubts. We're talking about fear and poverty and coming into a place of abundance and prosperity. And that's hard. That's a hard transition to make because your head over here is saying, I'm not worth it. I messed it up. I'm the one that messed up this whole connection. And it's like they're moving away from that controlling energy into this place of really truly connecting with you on a deeper level and being able to bring something else to the table besides control. And their anxiety is what put them in this place of controlling anyways. So I'm going to get one of my new oracle decks here. This is the Spirit Animal Oracle. This is not one of those decks. It's pretty popular, right? But if you heard me at the beginning, I love this deck. I'm so glad it came to me. It was such a unique situation. But yeah, we'll get one of these cards out on it. So Source, may I please have one of these? Thanks. Look, we have Peacock with number 46, which is number 10, right? Which is the completion of a cycle. We have Peacock Spirit with Let It Shine. Look, and then we have the heart, but also the throat chakra. This looks like a little heart here, shining forth. Do you see that? So it's like their heart is opening up to this connection. Their heart is opening up to love with all this green here, but they're also learning how to speak their truth and not what the truth they thought it was, right? This is like speaking the truth of like, I really feel this way about you. Like, how can we make this work? And they're also being shown from Source that there's something about you two having some sort of connection in this. So regardless of what happens, this person's learning something out of this, right? They're learning something out of this. And then we have Skunk on the bottom. Skunk Spirit, Know Your Worth with 54, right? 9. So it's important for you, Pile 2, to remember always your worth. Even if this person comes back, to remember your worth. Not to be ruthless or cruel or anything like that, but to hold compassion for where they're at on their journey. And remember your own worth in all of this. So I'm going to check this out. We're going to read a little bit from the book and find out what this card is, okay? So what do we have? Number 44. Interesting. Visions of life beyond death. Okay, and look, we have the peacock feathers. Actually, with the peacock here, look, again, with this, it's an egg, and the DNA strand here, the caduceus, is that right? Yeah, it's coming out here, right? Right on the neck. On the neck. Look at these synchronicities. Right? So synchronistic. We have a raven and an owl seeing clearly. We have the moon showing up here. So this person is definitely feeling like they're getting some sort of guidance from the afterlife, from their ancestors. They're beginning to see with the eyes here in the eye of the peacock, right? With their actual eyes. Can you see that? It's an actual eye. So it's like they're kind of, and this feels like navigation here. This looks like a little navigation for a boat or something. So it feels like they're getting some sort of navigation, or there's some kind of instruction on their own emotions and how to move forward with that, and learning how to communicate clearly with the divine that's within them. So let's read this from the book. 44, 42, 43. Here we go. So it says sacred vision. Can you see that? Okay. Sacred vision is awakening within you. You are becoming blessed with the ability to truly see. To see what is real rather than what appears to be. This is true insight. What was once considered consequential may soon be found to hold little consequence after all. What was once dismissed as an irritation or irrelevance may be seen as to have great spiritual significance. As mundane as something once appeared, it could now be worthy of absolute attention. The gift of genuine vision takes you into the being of the universal creator. This is sacred terrain beyond logic, convention, and that which is limited in any way. The more you are open to receiving your true vision, the more love you will feel and recognize within and around you. Something may appear to change form, to be shed, to be lost, or to die, but there is love within it always. The realization doesn't remove any pain of the loss. It does provide a way through which can be healed and eventually transformed into peace. The vision of love, the truth of all that is, can move us more than anything else can, or anything else possibly can. Again, I'm struggling with talking here. Like, I feel like this person, when they with you, like, they struggle to talk. They struggle to say exactly how they feel, right? If you've been wondering about your life path or whether you should have taken action on a project or need inspiration to really move out of your slump that you have fallen into, then this oracle brings you a message of hope. You will receive your vision. You will be graced in a way with a way out of stagnancy. You will be able to see things differently and more accurately. Any confusion or uncertainty that you have felt is going to pass, and you will be left with clear insight. The stories you have been feeling or feeding yourself or telling yourself may end up looking different to how they appear now. This may surprise you, but the vision that is coming to you will be more truthful and therefore freeing. It will be worth the shock, surprise, or moment of embarrassment when you realize you have been operating under false assurance or deluding yourself about the truth of a situation. Those moments will pass, and they are not something to feel bad about. They signify that you are leaving behind a smaller view for a more expansive one. They are a sign that you have outgrown your old vision in order to live a bigger one. That is good. There might be a moment when your ego feels a bit dented, but sure enough, that too will pass. So this is a thing, like, they're overcoming a lot right now. They're really overcoming this fear, the illusions that have been in their life, seeing things from a different place, being able to give themselves love so that they can give love to others. So this has been a journey for this person. I do feel like you do know who this person is, but they are trying to open up to this inner truth within them and feel that guidance. Right? They know what they want. They do know what they want, and their soul is trying to tell them exactly what they want. They're just dealing with that fear from the wounded child, right? Healing the inner child coming through here. So it's been a process for this person, but they are constantly thinking about you because they do love you. They do care about you. And however that plays out for you is how it plays out for you. But remember to hold compassion for this person because they've really gone through it. Even if they did hurt you, it wasn't intentional, and even if it seemed intentional, remember they're coming from wounded space, and that wounded space can make anybody, even us, do things that we didn't intend to do, okay? But if this is your story, leave a peacock. I believe there's an emoji for peacock. If not, leave a little owl down below and say claim pile 2. Spirit know, or let source know that this is the pile that you claim. Leave me a thumbs up, but I am going to go ahead and leave it there and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick moment to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angel source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this beautiful message. And until next time, pile 2, stay human. Bye. Hello, my fellow human. If you were drawn to this beautiful piece of aquamarine, or if you were drawn to this card during the shuffle, this is your reading on whose head are you living in rent-free. We will check these out at the end of the reading. Real quick though, keep in mind these are general readings, so take what resonates, leave what does not, knowing that as you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, it does allow me an opportunity to connect with your energy and get you out more resonant readings. Also, if you are interested in supporting the channel further, you will find all the links necessary down below in the description box. You can email me for a personal reading. Knowing that there are a finite amount of spaces available each week, they do fill up rather quickly. However, if you email me, I will send you out further information as well as how many spaces are available. It is first come, first serve. Okay. Also, if you're interested, check out my podcast at Scatter Love Radio, which you will find down below. It's just a hangout place for us to talk about anything and everything in the spiritual journey, my journey, what I've experienced, the lessons I've learned, and all kinds of things. It's just a fun hangout, so I do hope to see you there. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into your reading. We'll ask the dice first. So, whose head is pile number 3 living in rent-free, source? Whose head is pile number 3 living in rent-free? What messages can you tell us? How can you help us out? Whose head is pile number 3 living in rent-free? So we have 6th house, we have Jupiter, and we have Cancerian energy. It's just someone who's very expansive. They recently had a glow up in regards to their health or their job. There's really no in between. Right? When we have sixth house, we're talking about humanitarian projects, things that we're giving back to others, servicing others, our daily routines, our work habits, co-workers, things like that, our body, our health. However, this person has been nurturing something that they've been working on for a long time. So that could be work, but it could also be their body, and they've recently had a glow up. There's been some sort of expansion. They've moved on to the next level. With Jupiter here, right? We're talking about good luck. They finally gotten what they wanted. Like, there's something that worked out for them in their favor here. And it's something that they've spent a lot of time mothering, nurturing, nourishing, putting a lot of effort and time into, right? And that's good. That's good, right? They may have changed the way that they dress. They may change the way that they're appearing. It's like something that they've been working on for a while. Themselves. It feels like partially themselves. Whatever it is that's coming through here, they're working on themselves, okay? But they've been feeling supported, and they found a lot of unconditional love in this journey, and they've healed a ton. They could have gotten help from the ancestors in the spiritual realm, but they are feeling a lot more comfortable and safe in their skin here. And they're feeling soft and sensitive. And there's a lot of good luck here. So this could be you being a divine masculine if that's what you resonate with. And if not, then that's okay. Whoever this is really getting in touch with the inner divine feminine, which is good. We all need to. Even if you're a divine masculine, we're not devoid, right? Divine masculines are not devoid of divine feminines. And divine feminines are not devoid of divine masculine. Like, they both exist. So it's getting in touch with both of those energies. But this is someone who's very optimistic. They're very happy-go-lucky. They like to travel. This is someone who could live in a foreign country. This is someone who shows a lot of gratitude. They have honor. They're very moral. They have a good humor. They like to give back to people. They're very generous. You know, with Jupiter coming out in the 6th house, this could be someone who definitely donates their time, volunteers a lot. They like to give back to the community, you know. I heard Habitat for Humanity or something along those lines. They could be out by the coast, picking up trash on the coast, helping, you know, the turtles get back into the ocean, whatever it is. This is someone who definitely donates their time to make the world a much better place, right? Like, they're working constantly to bring in love and caring and compassion to the world around them. And it's through this that they feel fulfilled, okay? This is what they really, truly enjoy, and they're always going to do this. This is not something that's going to go away in this lifetime. Why? Because they're recently experiencing a glow up because of this. They feel good about it. They feel good about their journey. They feel good about themselves, right? I mean, the only negative energy that could potentially be coming through here is this person could be codependent, or they may have dealt with codependencies in the past, and that's why they're finally starting to feel good, because they're letting go of feeling that way, right? They're letting go of being codependent. They're letting go of that and coming into a place that's more independent, more self-driven, more intuition driven, and listening to their hearts, okay? This is someone who at times can be passive aggressive, because that's just, you know, that's what they're dealing with. They don't know how to deal with those emotions, and that's what they've been working on here with themselves. And so they're still overcoming that. But there's really not a lot of negativity coming through here. It's just there's some little things that want to be said here, and reminding you that this person is absolutely a human. They do have human situations, they do have human emotions, and they do experience human things. So that's something that's coming. Not to put this person on a pedestal. But let's see. So Source, who is living, or in whose head is pile 3 living rent-free? Can you tell us more about this person? Whose head is pile number 3 living in rent-free? Whose head is pile number 3 living in rent-free? So this could be a Sagittarius. Definitely getting Sagittarian energy. Whose head is pile number 3 living in rent-free? Yeah. Or Scorpio. I know. That leaves a whole lot of room for imagination, huh? Those are just very specific messages coming out real quick. So source, in whose head is pile number 3 living in rent-free? Thank you. In whose head is pile number 3 living in rent-free? Thank you. Card went flying. It went phew. In whose head is pile number 3 living in rent-free, source? Thank you. Yeah, I do feel like this person has a pretty shaded past. Oh, but they do want to build, like, they do care about you a lot. They do want to build something that's successful here. But it does feel new, right? Yeah. There's been a point in time when they went based on what society told them was right. And they don't like that. They don't want to do that anymore. That's what I was saying, like, that passive-aggressive energy could be coming through where they're codependent, right? What was I saying? Like, they had codependency and where it was like, they listen to everybody else. That's what codependency is. It's like letting someone else make our decisions for us because we don't feel like we have the strength to do it ourselves. I mean, really, if we were to break codependency down, that's what it comes down to. It's giving our power away to someone else because we don't feel like we can control it or wield it. And so we give it to another person in hopes that they'll figure it out for us. It's like shirking our own responsibilities. And so many people have done that. You know, it's like, it's not something to be mad at a person for doing, right? I was codependent for a long time. Then you have other people who are codependent in the aspect of like, give me your energy because I want to control you because controlling you makes me feel better. But I feel like this is someone who gave their energy away. When we have the 4 of Swords in the reverse, it's talking about being stuck in a situation. But we also have this energy coming in of listening to peer pressure, right? Like being pressured into doing something that you don't want to do. And that's exactly what codependency would be if someone were giving away their power and not trying to take another's power. But they do want to build something that's substantially stable with you and like bring it into this 3D realm. But let's see. Oh, this person. Yeah. This makes sense. Look at this. So anytime the 4 of Swords and the Sun come out in the reverse, this is amplified energy here, okay? Because they basically mean the same thing. Being stuck in a situation and not able to get out. Feeling like there's no way out. But not realizing that the way out is very simple, right? Very, very simple. And so this person is constantly thinking about you and they're wondering if you're going to be like someone or something that they've dealt with in the past, and they don't want it to be that way because they see a future with you. They see being able to connect with you or build something with you, but they've had a hard time in the past with love, with business, with everything. Like we have romantic frustration here. We have conceited energy coming in with the World in reverse, people who don't want to see things from any other perspective than the way that they want to see them, whether that's right or wrong or good or bad, it doesn't matter. It's just someone who's super conceited here, and I feel like this is third party energy outside of this person. I don't feel like this is this person's energy because I feel like this is how they are. They're like stuck wondering if everyone's going to come towards them saying like, oh, I'm right and you're wrong, I'm big and you're small, I'm, you know, whatever the energy is. And it's like they're really tired of that. And so they've recently gone through a glow up for themselves. And this is someone who won't trust very easily. Okay? You're in their mind. You're in their mind because they like you, they care about you, you've made an impression on them. And it's like this beautiful place of saying like, I want to think about pile 3 because pile 3 makes me see good things. Pile 3 makes me see that there's hope in building something that's tangible, right? You have these look like hearts to me, right? But letting go of the past is what's coming up right now. This person is struggling. Whether they're in a situation right now, I don't really feel like for most of you, this person's not in a situation, okay? But there could be some situations where this person is still in a situation that they're dealing with that's very stuck in romantic, you know, brokenheartedness, dealing with someone that's cheating, someone that's lying, someone that's doing them dirty, right? And having this energy of always thinking that like no one's going to be looking out for them. Like everyone's always going to put them in this place of like, you don't have a say. That codependent energy coming in. And they're really trying to find a way to balance that out. That emotional maturity. If you guys did not catch the prayer at the beginning, if you have time and you feel called to, definitely check out the prayer at the beginning, because I actually talked about that in the prayer. Having that emotional maturity. Some of us have such a hard time coming into this place of living from our truth instead of being reactive. Because so much of the time we're coming from a hurt place and we're reacting instead of responding. And there's a huge difference there. Allowing our prefrontal cortex to actually think about what's going on in front of us rather than living from our midbrain, which is that fight or flight. And, like always being in that high alert energy. And I feel like this is where that person's at right now. They're really trying to shift this, and something happens that they actually see their worth because of something they did. Okay, like it's not outside sources. It's like they're gaining the fruit of their efforts, and through that they're beginning to see a little bit of their worth, and that's giving them a little bit of hope that they can build something with you. But that's not easy, right? That's not easy to go through. Like, this is difficult energy to heal because it's been overwhelming. Let's get some more out on it. Source, can I please have some clarifying cards for this for pile 3? Whoa, that is far too many. They want that one. Okay. Oh, it wants to be there. My bad. Okay. May I please have some more clarifying cards for this, source? They want me to turn this one over. Yeah. We have the 10 of coins here. Like, they're so used to running away, doing everything by themselves. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to imagine in a world that, like, you've been by yourself. It's nice to imagine that maybe there's someone out there who will see you, who will understand you, who will be there for you, and not try to take something that you have or try to gain something from you. But I feel like this person has dealt with a lot of people who tried to gain something from them, and they're finally feeling themselves. They're finally feeling really good about themselves. And now they're just leery. They're like, I really like pile 3. Like, I really want them to be a part of my life. But, what if they just take me for granted? Or what if they take me as a fool? Or whatever it is. So they're used to running off on their own. But I do feel like eventually they're going to find some sense of stability within themselves, and they're going to be able to come forward. It's like reconnecting with this inner sunlight, the inner light within the solar plexus, right? The fire. And that's something that they're recently doing, and that's going to make them feel more confident and grounded in the world. And it's something they've struggled with greatly. This person doesn't talk about their feelings and emotions. They don't like to. They don't like to talk about how they feel. They don't like to talk about what they see. They don't like to even talk about the things that they experience. Because it feels like that's just a way for other people to take advantage of them. Yeah, we have the 6 of coins coming out. It did want to come out in the reverse. I don't take these in reverse, but if we talk about it in reverse, we're talking about one-sided, right? One-sided connection. That's what they're used to dealing with. And they want something that is balanced. They want something that's harmonious. They want something that's peaceful. That's not going to be pulling them in one direction or the other. That's letting them stay in this grounded energy, right? We do have a lot of coins energy coming out, clarifying this. This is something that they would like to manifest. This is something they would like to materialize. To bring into the physical. We have the 3 of wands on the bottom. To seeing the hope in the situation. To knowing that they have the cunning and the wit and the clever mind and the heart and the drive to do what's necessary, that they can just fly out of the situation. But again, they're so used to just being by themselves, being alone. This is someone who may have animals that they rely on. Especially with the 6th house coming out, it does talk about small animals. Like, this could be dogs, cats, lizards, snakes, anything like that. Could even be tarantulas, spiders, whatever it is. It's not to gross people out, but it's like this person has relied on emotional support from from beings that aren't human. This could be the trees. This could be flowers. This could be someone who has a really good green thumb, right? They're so used to being that alone. Like they like you. They think, oh, this would be great to have this connection, but how do I come up out of my shell? And it's not even that they're necessarily in their shell. It's just that they're so used to being in this place of doing things by themselves that they're literally having to take new steps in a new direction and try something new. This is all brand new. Can you please have another clarifying card here, Source? Thank you. Yeah, we have the Six of Wands. Definitely want balance. But feeling like balance could really throw them off. Right? Seeing things from a fresh perspective. It's interesting because when we talk about these two cards, these are talking about alliances. These are talking about alliances. So this could be love, but I don't necessarily feel like it is. I feel like this could be someone who's coming in who wants to build something with you. Right? Something that you build together. Like they see you having great ideas. It could be a work situation, right? And they want to start a project with you or something along those lines. But this does feel like someone who wants to come in and build something. But they've dealt with people who've taken them for granted or taken their ideas and turned them into their own and, you know, used it against them. And this is the thing. It's like they see success here, but there's also this caution that's coming through. Right? We have this mosquito here, and you think of mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are bloodsuckers like vampires, so it tells me they've dealt with a lot of energetic vampires in their life. Right? A lot of people who've they've lost a lot in their life. And they just want balance. That's all they want. They just want balance. They want balance within themselves. They want balance in a connection with you. And they're just afraid that if they do, like, you're going to take something away from them. It's not that you will. It's just them dealing with their own internal fear. Yeah. They're like constantly juggling. Like, we've got so many coins cards. We have the Two of Coins coming out with this idea of like juggling. How do I come forward? Should I come forward? This person has a lot of anxiety. We didn't get any Swords cards out, but this person displays in the cards that are out signs of anxiety, deep anxiety, right? So they want to manifest something with you, but they're dealing with the terror of things falling apart because they're so used to growing on their own. Like, what happens if I come to pile 3 and they do the same thing as everyone else? And they're not trying to compare you to everyone else. They're just trying to figure out, how do I balance out myself in a way that I can heal from this kind of past and come into something that is tangible, successful, and is profitable or abundant, okay? But look, we have coin. Like, I mean, it's just, this definitely in the sixth house can talk about work. And I talked about that at the beginning, like talking about work. It's like something that they want to build to have financial gains from. Right? Something that's lucky, something that's going to manifest in a good way. And they had to do it by themselves. And they want to build with a partner now, which we talk about with the Three of Coins here, but they're just scared. And I feel like they want you to be their partner. They're just scared to come forward and say something. Like right now, they're really dealing with some internal fears. Like, how do I overcome this? How do I let go of this fear that I'm dealing with? How do I come forward and say this to pile 3? What more can you tell us, Source? Can we have some oracles out for pile number 3? What more can you tell us about this person? It's heavy. Like, this person, the energy that they're dealing with, it's not that they're not an enlightened person or that they're not on the spiritual journey. It's just that this fear that they're dealing with is very heavy. It's very draining. Yeah, see, we have yin coming out. Intuition, trust, patience, spirituality, and receptivity. Like, they're very patient. They're trying to trust themselves. They're coming into a place of receiving that which is theirs. Because they've spent so much time nurturing themselves, they know that they can't stay in this place of solitude for forever. They know that. But, yeah, we have vigilance, stone people, right? This card talks about staying true to your journey, regardless of what's going on. Not because others are pushing you to do this, but because it's something that you truly enjoy. And that's the thing, whatever it is that they've recently had a glow up and they definitely enjoy, but they know they need to expand. But it's like something that they almost want to hold to their chest and hold deeply, you know, for fear of it blowing up in their face. And having another situation where they have to be mad again, right? They don't want to be mad. They don't want to be upset about what's going on. They don't want to, you know, I would just rather not go and deal with it if it means that I'm just going to be mad about it. Ay, ay, ay. Come on, card. Alright, I couldn't pick up the card. Alright, please have some more oracle cards for pile number 3 source. Yeah, this person's been through it. This person has been through a lot. Yeah, and they're learning how to find their power. We talked about that, right? Codependency, right? Power, dear, with number 11 here. There's a spiritual awakening here where they're in touch with their emotions. They're learning how to gain access to their emotions and what that means for them. Okay? Well, it's taking back their power from situations that maybe haven't served them throughout their life. And it's been difficult for them. Right? Again, this idea of maybe they have animal spirits or animal guides that they're listening to all the time that they're gaining access from. But it's this idea like they're living life as this hunter, and the hunter is always alone, right? Didn't used to be. In the past, they used to hunt in packs, but now when you talk to a hunter, sometimes they don't go in packs. They go by themselves. That's interesting. That one flew out. Is that the one that you want for pile 3 source? Okay, whoa, whoa, whoa. That is way too many. Alright. Leave those out. What's on the bottom here? Look, we have the scarab beetle spirit. Magic works through you with 52. Number 7. They're trying to find and regain access to this magic in life. They don't trust anything right now, and so they're trying to trust themselves so deeply that they know that no matter what happens, they can trust that. So we'll look at these in a minute. I'll leave those both out for you. What do we have here? Look, North Node, exactly, destined to have. They're walking in their path. This person is walking in their path. But this is someone who's on a very highly, highly spiritual journey. And they have had to do it solo. Like when I say solo, this person's not only been in hermit mode, this person was forced into hermit mode. They don't have any friends. They don't have any family. They don't have any loved ones. This is someone who literally walks alone. And in fact, it was so alone. This is the energy. I want you to understand this, pile 3. This person walks so alone that if this person passed away tomorrow, not saying that anything bad should happen to them, okay? I want you to understand how alone this person is. If they passed away tomorrow, no one would show up to their funeral. That's how alone this person is. Because no one would know. They don't have anybody like that. Like, I'm getting emotional because it's very heavy. We're social beings. And this person is walking alone. We have Aries, independent, bravery, and passion. Yeah, and whatever it is that they're having a glow up in is something they're very passionate about, and it's something that's brought back a sense of independence into their life. A sense of belonging. Like now they feel like they belong. Even though they have no one, they still feel like they belong. Like they're contributing. They're contributing to society, or they're contributing to the world. Yeah, and it's interesting. We have Fox with number 3 here. Fox, a red fox with strategy. This is what they're doing. They're strategizing how to come forward, but at first they have to heal themselves. And it's not, I don't know if it's anywhere here. When I showed you the Three of Wands, is it somewhere here? No, it's probably too far in the deck now. When the Three of Wands came out, there was a little fox that was next to the tree, and it's interesting that the fox will come out again. So you can always rewind it and see that card, but they're really learning how to come forward from a very balanced place, from a place of creativity, because they're learning how to create their world. But this person just has no one to lean on. They were forced into solitude. Okay, and then I want to get some of these before we look at the spirit animals. Please have some more information about this person. Who is, in whose head is pile number 3 living in rent-free? Whoa, thank you. Okay, they want one more. In whose head is pile number 3 living in rent-free? Thank you. Whoa. Yeah. It's interesting because this was on the bottom, but it fell off and it showed me Venus and offer. Like, they want to come forward with an offer. This was what was on the bottom. Okay, guilt and sabotage. Okay, this is what they're healing right now. But overall, this is, I feel like this is what's going to win out. Okay, and again, I don't know if this is necessarily romantic love. This doesn't feel like romantic love to me. This feels like a partnership. This feels like a friendship. It could turn into something that's romantic later on, but this definitely feels like an offer of a partnership along this journey. Okay, what do we have here? All right, let's get these set. Yeah, this is what they've dealt with. People who are very egoic, who are in their vanity and pride. They've been hurt. People who are narcissistic, people who don't care about what this person has to offer. And I feel like this is a very pure soul. This person, pile 3, that has you on their mind, this is a very pure soul. This is someone who's a very loving, kind, generous person. They love to give. They love to help others, right? I was saying they may be out in groups. They may be out helping people. They may be out helping them, you know, give back to the world, but they don't have anybody like that in their life. Like, no one would really miss them because this is someone who blends into the shadows. Like, they try to make themselves blend into the shadows, but wherever they stand out bright. Yep. Conceited individuals. They've dealt with a lot of controlling people in their lives. You know, this could be a masculine that we're dealing with. Doesn't have to be, but I just say that because it does feel like a masculine who's poured into the work, right? A divine masculine who's gone into really, really leaning into that masculine energy of manifesting the life that they want, right? Working out really hard, or, you know, working on a project and bringing that in, becoming an entrepreneur, building a business, whatever it is. But letting go of the idea of having people in their lives for the now, because too many people have been in this energy around them. And this is what they really want. They want a family. They want home, and they want a commitment. They've been alone for too long. And, you know, when we have commitment here, we have this idea of soul tribe coming in. They want someone to feel like home for them. They want to come and have somebody that they can talk to about things, that they can rely on, and that they can just be like, hey, let's just be a family together. Not necessarily a loving relationship, not necessarily romantic. It could be, but that's not the energy I'm getting here. Even though this depicts the small shoes, it's just someone that I can connect with and have fun with and be a child in life again with, because I feel so alone. But they're okay with being alone because they'd rather be alone and have this stability in their lives than to keep dealing with people like this. Yeah. And they want to plant seeds with you. They want to plant seeds with you. They want things to grow with you. Right? So we have 59 coming out here, starfish spirit, with open to the infinite possibilities. This is what they're trying to do. Okay, trying to let go of that fear, trying to let go of that negativity, that self-doubt that they have, that they're not worthy of having someone in their life that treats them as an equal. They're trying to open up to the possibilities here. They're trying to change. Okay, this is all about change. Okay, this is number 5. You have 59, which breaks down into 5. It's this idea of changing, right? I'm living in my North Node, and I've done that. I've built that for myself, but now I have to change and invite people in, and this is a scary thing for them. It's a very unnerving process that they're going through here. And then what do we have? Yeah, this came out in another pile. You may have resonated with one of the other piles. We have 48 coming through here. We have Porcupine Spirit, a time for a beginner mind. They're learning. Right? This is a process. I just said that this is new. This is something that's unnerving for them. It's not easy. It's a beginner's mind. They're doing something new. And anytime you do something new at first, it's scary until you start doing it again and again and again. And then it's not so scary anymore. Right? We have 48, which is 12. 12 is all about our perspective. They're trying to see things from a fresh perspective. Also, number 3, coming into this creative energy, right? Being able to be guided by their angels, by their spirits, by source, allowing things to find freedom through that sense of creativity, but it's like wanting to create something here. So 333 may be a very powerful number for this person, or when they're thinking of you, you may see 333 appear in your life, okay? And then I'm going to check out what this card is. We're going to read a little bit from the book about this, so let's see what we got here. Look at this energy. Again, that idea, like just, I mean, in the child's, this is in a fetal position. And think about in your life, if you've ever had to curl up in fetal position, it was because you were crying, because you were sad. For women, it could be because of severe cramps, you know. But it's never, you never curl up in fetal position for necessarily a good thing, unless it's yoga practice, because we do get into fetal position at the very end of the practice. But it's all about replenishing ourselves, to restore and replenish. This is like a self-comforting act, right? That's why we go into it. It's like when we were in the womb, we were in the fetal position in the womb. It's a comfort for us. And that's exactly what this person, they're fighting against this comforting. This is like self-soothing for them. They're fighting against that self-soothing and coming into the bravery that it takes for them to take the next step. We have 38 here. 48. It's interesting. We have 59, 48, 38, kind of very, what is it, intense here, completing a process. Even though this is 11, that's that spiritual identity coming through here, right? That ability to see things from non-attachment. But here we have this in growing in 10s, right? And it's like that completion for them. It's definitely something that's difficult for them, right? There's seashells all around here with the green leaves. Replenishing is what's necessary for them. This is beginning again. So let's see what this card says. And honestly, all the people that we've dealt with, I mean, everybody's had like some really difficult lives, but it's like reading for them as though I would be reading for you. And so it's interesting seeing what's coming through here, you know. It's just a very interesting, I really enjoyed this reading. Truly, truly I have. It says, you are in need of something so much deeper than rest. You need restoration, replenishment, and revival. This will not necessarily come from lying about somewhere, taking a moment out of your day or evening activities. You are more likely to gain what you need by breaking with your routine completely and doing something different. You need some variety, some spice, some change to bring fresh energy into your body, mind, and heart, right? Again, that unnerving energy and breaking out of my comfort zone. I have to bring people in. I have to bring these connections in. This is different for them, very different. You need to restore and revive yourself by changing the usual flow of energy through your being. You could stimulate this process by going to a different place, meeting different people, and taking different action to what you would usually do. You can return to your regular routine in time if it feels good for you. However, it is now time to move without pushing yourself beyond what is known, comfortable, and familiar. This oracle also comes as a message from the great loving guardian, which is life itself. You've been working so hard and have accomplished so much already. However, You often sell your accomplishments short and focus on how much more is yet to be done. Life is telling you that it is time to put down the paintbrush, the pen, the endless lists, and the thinking mind to get into your body. Take time to experience yourself in and of nature. Remember how to just be. In doing so, even for a relatively short amount of time, you will feel more of yourself and ready for the next phase. You might be surprised what just a day or two of this can do for you. Restoration does not have to be a long and involved process, especially if it is attended to when needed. There's also confirmation that you are in an important transition phase between one level of experience and the next. If you feel as though you're treading water or in short of purgatory somewhere between your old life and your new life, then this particularly applies to you. If you can't quite break into a new level, or the level you are reaching for, have faith. You are just taking a breather between races. Soon you will have the power and energy you need to reach for the next level and succeed. That is so significant and synchronistic to what we were talking about on this whole reading. This whole reading, it's like the culmination of it. And that's exactly this. That's this person. That's who's thinking about you all the time. They are trying to make steps. It's just right now they're dealing with their own internal anxiety, and that's winning, right? That's winning the sabotage, that self-sabotage, dealing with it. But look, because this fell out, we have Venus, an offer. This fell off the top, off the bottom like that, and it came out with Venus offer. And look at this. What did I say? This feels like a masculine to me. And then we have masculine energy underneath here. I said that when we saw the control card, that it felt like masculine energy here. And I didn't know that this was under Venus. So strong. So this could be a masculine. This could be someone's masculine, but they're definitely in the process of dealing with some internal feelings. They just feel very alone right now, and they're in the process of self-soothing, which is comfortable for them, but it's letting go of that comfort and letting themselves replenish and doing that, taking on a new challenge. Taking on a new challenge for them that's outside of their realm and what it is that they do on a normal basis. Okay? If this is your reading, if you feel like this is your reading, leave a star down below and say, I claim pile 3. Let Source know that you resonate with this. And if you find it resonating to you, leave me a thumbs up down below. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there, though, and get on out of here. I do want to take a quick second to thank your guides, your spirit messengers, your angels, Source, and my spirit guides for coming together to give us this beautiful message. And until next time, pile 3, stay human. Bye.